Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Alexis with an A coming back at you.
This might be a black Bill Gates in the making. I want it.
For today's video, as you can see from the title, I want to be talking about UCLA. UCLA, UCLA, coming to the stage. UCLA. If you can't tell by now, if you don't follow me on social media, I end up choosing UCLA to be the school that I attend. Let's do the A clap. You ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, UCLA, fight, fight, fight. Whoa. Quarter doesn't begin until about the end of September, but I am a part of TSP. And TSP is basically a 6-week summer program where you're gonna kind of get a feel of what UCLA is all about. I'm taking classes, I'm living on campus, eating in the dining halls, I'm meeting professors. Everybody's telling me, like, I'm learning about what it's gonna be like, you know, basically when I live at UCLA. So there's a couple of things that I'm learning while I'm in this program about UCLA that I didn't know before applying or even coming here, if that makes sense. So I'm telling you guys, I feel catfished as a mother. So a lot of the things I'm going to be telling you guys about, so I just want to share with you guys like things that I've learned from basically being here for this past 6 weeks. And these may be things that you guys already know, and you're like, girl, duh, you didn't know that. And I'm just gonna be like, no, I didn't. But there's a lot of people here that even feels the same way, where they didn't really realize a lot of this stuff until they got here. And you know, I know everybody really like wants to go to UCLA and stuff like that, but I feel like at the end of the day, whenever somebody asks me about my experience or what do they think, or like they really want to go here, I feel like, you know, like go wherever you want to go. But I just feel like knowing what you're getting yourself into and being aware of what learning environment you're going to be in, or in your environment in general, it's very important. So that's why I really want to make this video, so those people that are applying, this is what you get into for the next 2 or 4 years. So congratulations, you made it to UCLA. Let's get into the video. Number 1 is research. Obviously UCLA is the number 1 school in the university. Let me just put in this article right here. Berkeley who? Berkeley where? Berkeley what? So basically we're one of the top public universities in the nation, and that's basically due to the fact that we are an R1 campus. An R1 campus is basically meaning that we have a lot of money on our campus going to research, and we're giving out a lot of research. We're hiring a lot of professors to do research, just like research. UCLA is all about research. The way you learn, the way the teachers approach you, the way you interact with professors and faculty, it's all in the lens of research. So coming to this university, if you're not planning on doing research, it's not necessarily going to make your life harder or make it more difficult, but you just have to understand that due to the fact that the research is like UCLA's #1 goal, you're gonna be kind of felt like a little pushed to the side. So a lot of like my friends and my roommates, for example, they aren't planning on doing research, but whether you plan on doing research or not, it's gonna be forced into your face on a daily basis, and especially if you're doing TSP. I am planning on doing research, so it's a little different for me because the way we're learning and the content and whatever the case may be, it's helpful for doing your research proposal, thinking of research proposals and stuff like that. The teachers are literally hired and promoted and paid based off their research. So that was something I didn't know, thinking that UCLA was one of the top schools in the nation. I'm thinking they're gonna have the best teachers, the best learning experience, But it's not like that. Teachers are hired and they're like paid and promoted based off the research that they put out there. So compared to going to a university, I go to Santa Monica College, as you guys know, though the teachers are paid and they're like promoted based off their teaching, if that makes sense. So, you know, like if they're a good teacher, they get promoted or they get paid or stuff like that. At UCLA, it doesn't matter if you're a good teacher. You don't have to know how to teach, you just have to know how to do research. And so that was something that caught me completely off guard, because I'm about to go to one of the top schools in the nation. I'm gonna have the best freaking professors. You are gonna have amazing professors, but they're not gonna be amazing professors that are actually gonna be teaching you. These professors are amazing due to their research, their books that they've made, and all of this stuff, but it's not necessarily the way they teach you or because they are teaching you. And that's something that completely was like, I don't know, that wasn't something that was told to me. I definitely didn't know that coming in. I'm so used to like having amazing professors. Santa Monica College had amazing professors, and it was like the interaction, the class environment, all of that stuff. And it's not going to be the same here because it is a R1 school and their main focus is research. And as a student, if you don't care about research, then your professors basically probably won't give a about you. So it's all they do. They eat, sleep, and breathe research. So if you're not in research, just like it doesn't make it harder, make your time difficult. It's just you have to realize that is the only thing that matters. And those people that are doing research is what matters, and that's what the professors are gonna focus on. Professors are gonna focus on students who are planning on doing research compared to students that aren't. They're gonna kind of be pushed off to the side. So yeah, that's something you really, really have to like come in knowing that you're gonna learn in the lens of research. You're gonna be around, your professors and your faculty are gonna be researchers, and that's gonna be their main focus. So if you're not trying to talk about research, or if you're not like wanting to learn in the environment of research, then it's like, you know, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more annoying for you. Like I mentioned before, UCs are research institutions, but like schools like UC Santa Barbara, for example, it is a research institution, but it doesn't focus so much on research as UCLA does, and so neither does Santa Cruz. These are research institutions that do research, they have research opportunities and stuff like that, but they do have more of a liberal arts perspective on things, and that they teach in that type of perspective compared to like UCLA or UC Berkeley, because they are R1 schools. About professors, that leads me into my second thing. One other thing that I'm so used to from Santa Monica is my teachers have always been very, very liberal, have always been very like, you know, like very just conscious and woke. I mean, LA in general is a very liberal place, so I'm not surprised that my professors are very, very liberal. And you know, I've never been in an environment where I've never had like a non-liberal professor. So coming here, you're gonna learn especially based off of your major. Your teachers, you may be basically, your professor just may be a bigot, and it's something that my TSP professor let us know, that some of the professors are sexist, some of the professors are racist, and that is just basically how it is. And that's another thing that I was like, what the heck? I'm like, I just assumed that every teacher that, like, if you choose education as a career, like, you're automatically, you know, like, for the people. But yeah, again, like I said, it's not technically education as a career more so than it is research as a career for UCLA professors. So yeah, that is something I didn't know, and that is something you basically have to be aware of. Like, you will enter racist and sexist professors, and it's gonna be one of those situations where you can't really say anything. It'll be like, basically my teacher was telling me that it's just best not to say anything, because at the end of the day, they can do whatever they want. Like, they can like fuck up your grade if they wanted to, or whatever the case may be. So into UCLA specifically, I was a transfer, so when I came into UCLA, I'm definitely the type of person that is trying to prep myself like all the time. So coming into UCLA, I did go online and I looked up my major, and I was like, what are all the classes I have to take to be able to graduate with my major? And it was 7 classes, like 4 core classes, and no, it was 4 core classes and 7 electives I had to take. So, you know, with my over planning self, I had already planned out basically all of the electives and core classes I wanted to take for the academic year to finish my major and to be able to graduate with my major. And so you will come here and you'll have your list. This has happened to multiple people, not just me. You'll have your list of classes, you'll have your idea of what you want to take, and then you will soon realize, oh, sorry, like about 95% of the classes that you want to take, we no longer offer. Yes, I literally had 11 classes, and the only classes that they had offered on my list was my 4 core classes. So that's definitely another thing. Like the classes that they have online are not always going to be the classes that they offer here, and that really sucks. Because if you're trying to plan or plan out your like academic year or whatever the case may be, you're gonna soon realize like, oh, sorry, we don't have those classes anymore. And it kind of like is like, why is it still on your website then? But whatever. I think UCLA is one of the smallest UC campuses, but this campus is exhausting. Walking, especially if you're planning on living on campus, walking from the top of the hill to the bottom to any type of classroom is probably the most exhausting experience of your life. After class, you literally think like, dang, I gotta walk all the way back to my dorm. And it really does suck. If UCLA was more flat, I could see why it would be the smallest campus, but the thing about UCLA, it's all uphill. There is so many hills and so many stairs. There's so many levels to UCLA, and there's definitely routes that I've discovered that you can take, and maybe one day I'll be able to show you guys those routes, so like I can hook you up for when you enter in fall. But in a general perspective, like it takes a long time to get from one place to another. You can't be running like 5 minutes late like and expect to get to class on time. You have to wake up at least like, if you're not planning on doing anything and just getting out of bed, getting dressed and going straight to class, no, not even getting dressed, like you already have your outfit on and you're just gonna go get out of bed and go straight to class, you still need to wake up 30 minutes before the time you need to be at class, and that still may be cutting it close. And some people are gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's so extra, but I am dead ass. Like, it takes me, to get from my class, from the top of the hill to my class takes me about, I would say about like 20 something minutes, even with the route that I take. So definitely, I am planning on buying a bike. I feel like a bike would be very useful for anybody that is wondering. Definitely, if you can get a bike, then I definitely would suggest getting a bike. It will make your life way easier. Another thing is, I love, if you guys seen my vlogs, you know this girl right here loves Frappuccinos so freaking much. Karma Frappuccinos to the day I die. The coffee places here suck really bad. I've been to ArcLight, I've been to another one, I don't know what it's called, but I've been to a lot of the coffee places on campus, and their Frappuccinos really taste bad, but it's very subjective in my point of view. They really taste bad. And there's actually 2 Starbucks in Westwood, and one of them, their Frappuccinos taste really bad too, and I'm just only assuming it's because so many students goes there and they're just rushing all the time, but they taste really bad. And I have not been to the second Starbucks, but I'm hoping that they're really good. And I mean, mostly you guys are like, I don't care about any of that, but for me, if I was watching this video, I definitely would want to know that. Another thing is living in the dorms. You guys hear my voice. Like, living in the dorms, if one person gets sick, that shit spreads like wildfire. Like, the dorms are such like a contagious environment. Like, one person gets sick and that whole floor is almost sick. Or like people from like every other floor would be sick. You get sick, your roommates get sick. It's just like a chain effect of sickness all the time when living in the dorms. This is my first, I'm not really sick, but I have a really bad throat ache. I don't know if that's what they're called. My throat really hurts, and I do need to go to the doctor and check that out. But my throat just really hurts, and my roommate's throat has been hurting for a while, and then now just recently my roommate, her throat has started hurting. So I'm like, oh Jesus. All in all, after everything I told you, UCLA is still an amazing freaking school, and it's an amazing opportunity to be on this school. You are definitely in a privileged position. UCLA, especially as a minority, obviously I am a black woman, so I am definitely in a privileged position. The amount of resources and stuff that you will receive at UCLA are amazing. Yeah, I'm not sitting here complaining. It's just basically a lot of situations and a lot of things that I didn't realize till I was here that would have been kind of good and helpful to like know, but now I do know, which is why I love TSP. It gave me a stepping stone, because in fall I would have definitely came out lost as hell. And I love my school. I just wanted to share with you guys some things that I learned, and if you're planning on coming to UCLA, just like things you may want to know, and you know, maybe you already knew, but I'm telling you, okay? So I would love to end the video with another 8 clap. Let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, UCLA, fight, yeah, go Bruins! I see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, give this video a big thumbs up, and subscribe.